So hello everyone, welcome back to the BloomBox Show. Myself, Jash Sheth, the corporate secretary, and my friend here, Mr. Adhiraj Patole, the campus company head, and our speaker for today, Mr. Jash Sheth, founder of ACS. How's it going, sir?
Hi guys, how are you? Firstly, thank you for inviting me to this show. So more than happy to share my thoughts and take this ahead.
Sir, I'm pretty sure everyone over here knows about your startup. But for the people who are joining in for the first time, can you give a little brief about Ayka control system?
Okay, I'll give you a brief on ACS, what we do and what. So ACS, full form of the company is Ayka Control Systems. We started back in 2022. I was in my second year back then. ACS primarily manufactures EV charging infra stations. So we set up EV chargers. One is right in our campus near the engineering parking. And the thing is, what do I feel about mobility is that mobility going electric is inevitable. Today or tomorrow, cars are going to be electric, scooters are going to be electric. So having the charging infra for the same makes more sense. So we are in the business of making these equipment, engineering the equipment, and deploying it at a scale, making it accessible for all.
Just for the record, ACS was a campus company under BloomBox for the 10th of 2021 and 2020.
Oh, yeah. So, sir, tell us about your college experience because if I'm not wrong, you are also a part of KJC alumni, right?
Correct.
So, yeah.
So lucky. I would not say if it was lucky or not, but I was in the COVID batch, right?
Okay.
So I joined college in 2020. So that's when COVID hit, and my first one and a half years was spent in COVID. But that was a good time. That was a good time in itself. So college has given me almost everything what I'm right now.
Okay.
My friends, the atmosphere, the vibe here, it matches up. In both ways, KJC gives you opportunity both on the academic side as well as the entrepreneur, the free spirit side of things. What you want to experiment things out here. So
the attendance compulsion thing.
Luckily it wasn't back in my days. We had someone else as the principal back in. So yeah, the free hand, allowed us to do many things apart from just academics, which is also important. I don't deny that. But the free hand is much more, required in order to grow in other fields, apart from what your education background is.
Sir, in college also and after college, you worked on multiple ventures. So how did they help you impact the way you run ACS?
So what I used to do, I made one thing clear. I have to use my student ID card very wisely. The fees which we are paying is not for education, it's for the student ID card, which holds immense value. It can take you to places where normal ID cards are not allowed. Right. So when I was in first, second year, I used to visit nuclear power plants, which is generally not allowed. Even CMs have to take a lot of permissions, right, to visit nuclear power plants. But the value of a college ID card is so strong when used right that I used to leverage it a lot to go to factories, to go to industries, to meet people which I was not supposed to meet, to be honest. But giving that, कि college का बच्चा है, college student है, तो आने दो इसको. So that's what the Sumaya college ID card, the Sumaya brand name helped us a lot to get that initial, kick, I would say, to get into the market, and it helped me shape, what things are right now.
अपन जाते हैं एक दिन अब तो आईडी कार्ड में मेरे को भी नहीं पता था we have that much of
Many students aren't aware only like इतने discounts भी होते हैं students.
No, discounts are one part of things. Discounts are monetary. Maybe if you get a 10% off in a cafe, that's not a thing. But the student ID card can really take you the long way if you use it here right.
Yeah, it gets you in places you normally can't get, and especially just a keen investor for someone like you, as you mentioned,
Correct.
You and people are not that aware of it. An ID card of college goes that much power.
So that's what, and at least this campus with just for the record, I'll tell you, I went in 2023. I went on an exchange program to France for 6 months. So that was my best 6 months of my life.
Okay.
So that was only possible because of that ID card, right? So we have to value that. So that's the value you have to leverage out, and I encourage everyone to make sure to leverage the value of the ID card and not just wear it on your bag as a badge. Right? Use that value. It's very valuable if you use it right.
I hope you guys note this down right now.
You will be able to go to student exchanges with the ID card. Not every college in Mumbai has an option to take you out of India for 6 months of your life. So, yeah.
And sir, what was the toughest part of starting a company while being a student?
So, see, it's very subjective, right? So, something is tough for me, easy for you. Something is tough for you, easy for me. For me, balancing both was doable, pretty doable. Of course, stretching होता था उसमें, KTs लगती थी. I was a KT, I was called a KT king, you know, in my batch. So I used to have 4 KTs pending. I also got a golden KT, so that's a part of it, right?
What branch you were in?
I was in mechanical.
So sir, any advice for people like बहुत students हैं but एक college में there's a phenomenon कि जिनको KT है they are treated as कि वो they can't do anything in their life. Any words for them?
I can take it as a pride. I wear it. I tell you, I wear it as my pride. You know, KT is my pride. You should have KTs. You know, it's not. It's a bad thing to have. KTs show that you maybe had a different purpose for the six months. You know, you were doing something else. See, engineering studying is not that hard. If we really see it, it is doable by anyone.
Yeah.
KTs does show that during the 6 months you are doing something else, and hope that something else is worthwhile.
Yeah.
To be honest.
And you were heavily involved in Ayka from your second or
For my second year, so I used to do small. I used to work in many small companies. Used to be a part of Riddle. Riddle helped a lot, you know, during the initial days, and still helps right now. And so yeah, I was involved in the company back when I started college, 2020. That was at the initial level, but we formalized things, you know, the way we want to take the company ahead in 2022 mid or something.
but like for a student in his second year, like about you only, what inspired you to start Ayka?
So see, at ACS, what I see, so one of the major turning points when I was very sure that we want to do something in the heavy engineering, the core engineering field, is when I visited big factories and big power plants. There is where I saw the real scale of engineering. कि हम लोग कुछ कर ही नहीं. We are doing nothing. We are doing peanuts right now. The aim is to take India, to take Indian infra, to take Indian energy systems to a very good level. And I wanted to be a part of it. I can't miss that boat, right? So Indian energy market, Indian manufacturing market is going to go the big way. And I was pretty sure by then that I can't miss this boat. So yeah, I wanted to jump in the boat. So the easiest way is to do something of your own.
And so what is the biggest problem like Ayka is trying to solve in this work?
So as of now, see, Ayka is into 2 divisions right now.
Okay.
ACS is one division is into ACS mobility, which is doing EV charging infra and all, and one is ACS engineering consultancy, in which we work with almost all of our clients are international clients right now. So we work with them to solve energy engineering problems. We develop energy systems for them, you know, solve energy problems. So I got my first batch of international clients from the student exchange program.
Okay.
So yeah, coming back to the topic, so we have 2 divisions, engineering consultancy division and the e-mobility division. Both complement each other. It's not that those are 2 different verticals. These are very closely coupled verticals, you know what I feel, which are going parallelly and which are taking the company ahead.
So, but like you coming from a mechanical background, where did all this knowledge come from about EVs and how did you keep yourself updated?
I'll be very honest. During 11th, 12th, I used to, during my junior college days, I used to work with a lot of companies into electronics and electrical fields. The reason I took mechanical is that I knew electronics, I knew electrical, and I don't spend money for the things I know.
Yeah, sure.
I spend money for the things I don't know. And of course, when I wanted to build heavy infra stuff and heavy engineering stuff, it is very good to have a base background of mechanical equipment, mechanical stuff, and you know what are the calculations being taken into. So today in the company, I don't do hands-on designing and all these things. But having a mechanical background gives me that thumb rule which I need to follow. कि कैसे thumb rule set करना चाहिए कि you know then the engineers will maybe do the part. So yeah.
And sir, as you mentioned, like Riddle helped you very in early stages of the company. And if I'm not wrong, Riddle is like ACS is a incubated company by Riddle.
That's correct.
What were the things that made you go to Riddle?
So I went to Riddle back when I was in my junior college in 11th, right? So there's an event called Mega Mela which Riddle hosted. So I just popped into Riddle one day when I was in 11th standard, one of the few first days in my junior college, right? So I used to sit there, I used to do nothing, I just used to observe people कि यार कुछ तो कर रहे, अच्छा कर रहे, let's sit, let's be a part of it. Starting 6-8 months were cold, you know, no one was talking to me, मैं तो बैठा था, कुछ कर रहा था. But eventually when you show up every day, people see कि यार if that person is coming every day, he has something, right? He has something, कुछ तो है, कुछ बात नहीं कर रहे तो भी आ रहा है. So then I found very good, incredible people, Goran sir, Amit sir, and everyone very welcoming. After they knew I was really interested in doing what I wanted to do, eventually then it's snowballing. That's how you snowball into all these things. And that's how I got into Riddle back in 2018. That's how I became a part of the Riddle community.
Okay.
So coming towards the general questions, like if you see EV infrastructure in India is still evolving.
Correct.
What gaps do you see in this infrastructure and what ACS is doing to fill?
Okay, simple. I'll give you one very honest answer. The lack is capital. See, putting chargers, charger bana ke dal, then we can always put chargers, right? But who's going to fund them? Right now, considering the EV is in a nascent stage, right? The cars are less, cars are not more. Cars are not less, the cars are not more, if I get that perspective, right? Getting a good, healthy return on investment. Every business looks at कि पैसा वापस कब आ रहा है, return on investment, right? Getting a return on investment on the capital you deploy, on the infra you deploy is very important. Chargers सब डाल सकते हैं. Even you can invest in a charger, but when will you invest? When you see there's a good return on investment, right? At least a better return on investment than an FD. 7% से ऊपर पैसा आना चाहिए उसमें. So that is one of the gaps we are solving. So what we are doing, we are helping our clients find clients for themselves. So along with supplying chargers, we are also supplying them with the taxi companies, the logistic companies who will need that charging infra. So there's a circular loop being developed. So right now ACS works with almost all top companies of the EV market. Zip Electric, you see these green scooters running around. These are our clients in Mumbai. So we work with Kazam, we work with many other top. So EV is right now more of a collaboration game than a competitive game. And I being I tend to bring people कि यार दोस्ती कर लेते हैं यार, प्राइस नहीं तोड़ना एक दूसरे का. तो I tend to collaborate on people on कि let's pull in investment, let's not cut each other on cost. It's a more better way of doing business for me.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. A collaborative approach is much more required in the EV landscape right now. And I think where we are in the charging, we are the AC charging part of things, right? We are not in the DC charging part, we are in the AC charging market. The major boom I see is in the residential and in the commercial spaces, right? हर building में charger लगने वाला है. End of story. Yeah. That is going to be it. So we are focusing on that sector more, how to crack builder, developer deals, real estate deals, infra deals. That's where I see real value is. That's where we are heading towards.
So add on to that question, sir. सबसे बड़ा problem इंडिया में we can notice EV people लेने से क्यों डरते हैं कि they can't find the proper charging station for it. As even in our society, people do tend to have a problem जिनके पास EV vehicles है. Do you feel कि India is moving fast enough for that EV infrastructure that we need?
See, the push needs to come from the OEM side. We as charger infra players are heavily dependent on the car OEMs, okay? To have their car variants launched, कौन सा model है, compatible है कि नहीं, हमारे chargers के साथ, to have the sales. So we are working closely with them, few of the manufacturers to bundle up charger schemes, right? If you buy a car, your society gets a charger for free, something like that. So that's how. The problem is, when you buy a car, you get a personal charger, okay? But the personal charger is only limited to you.
Exactly.
If you want to buy a car, you can't use my charger. What's the point of it? The value lies in putting common charging equipment. एक charger डाल के, if 10 people are going to use it, that makes adoption much more easier.
Sir, and if you see the current market scenario, like still the EV cars are still a bit costlier than general petrol and diesel.
Correct.
And like, do you see in coming future, like if brands can release affordable EV cars?
So I'll not quote it on me. I'll quote it on Shailesh Chandra. He happens to be one of the directors of Tata Motors of Electric Division. Okay. So by 2026, he tells the cost of EV cars, low-end EV cars, will be cheaper than petrol.
Oh, career down.
So because it is possible, right? Now the Tata Tiago launched. Okay, it launched for 8 lakhs ex showroom or something.
Yeah.
So it's pretty affordable for a common man, right? 17 lakh Nexon, chalo, I understand. Some nahi chala sakte. But an 8 lakh Tiago, people can afford. When we put our first charger, okay.
Only Tata is doing it, right? Not like
Comet, MG Comet, 6 lakh.
Yeah, but MG had its another car of 26 lakhs.
Yeah, MG ZS is for 27. So that's what. The good thing right now, MG is coming up with subscription models.
Yeah, that's what.
Instead of a 26 lakh car, you pay only 10 lakh rupees and you pay 2 rupees a kilometer.
Okay.
Good. It's a good deal for anyone willing to adopt it. It's a very good deal.
But sir, आपको लगता है long run में will this like ये इनका idea है the kilometer wise will that work India में?
Yeah, it will work. It will very much work. Nobody wants to put in that capex. Everybody wants things on EMI, right?
Yeah.
Some EMI. This is an EMI option. Simple. It's an EMI option. When you don't have the capacity to spend upfront, still you can spend it. That's where that's where MG is trying to corner this market.
Okay. And one more question, sir. People who are trying to get into this field, like entrepreneurs, they have an idea, they want to start, and they want like the first seeding money. How should they proceed?
And be very honest, even I have not raised my first angel round, seed round. We are bootstrapped till date. We are going profitable till date. So I'm no expert in this, to be honest. But what I would suggest is work on the thing you are doing it good. Money will follow. And what I feel, investor money is always an obligation to take. It's an obligation you take from when you pull in someone else's money into your business. It's an obligation you are taking, and but eventually when you do good work, you'll get the right kind of people attracting towards your business.
Yeah, that's true. So then, like, what's one common mistake all the new founders do while starting a hardware-based company?
Hardware-based company, it's as the name says, it's hard. Starting a product, physical product company, it's pretty hard. I'm not saying software companies are easy. Both are equally hard in their domains. But when you have a product deployed in it, okay, I'll give you an example right now. Right now, so much is offline for some reason because the internet went offline in that area. So there are so many dependencies in hardware, right? You have 10 suppliers, 10 manufacturers who supply your equipment. If one thing goes wrong, things cascade down. So founders tend to make mistakes. Of course, I had made many mistakes, but the only thing is you have to come out of it. You don't have to give up. Of course, there were many cases. मुझे भी लग रहा था क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं, जिधर क्या नहीं कर रहा हूँ. My batchmates are doing much more better. Somebody is getting this much packet. I was thinking I should get better. But it's eventually it's the risk-taking period right now, what we have, and that's what I'm willing to take.
At any point of your life, you felt like giving up your job कर लेते.
नहीं इतना तो खराब दिन नहीं आया था, पर I was pretty sure that this will work on the long run. I don't see it as a big problem. Yeah.
I think so. That's it from our side. And thank you, sir, for coming to our.
Thank you so much.
Today. Would love to have you again in the future. That's it for today. Thank you.
Guys, please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time.
See you. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.